Superman 4, The Quest for Peace holds a very special place in my super heart. Not only was it the last time we saw Christopher Reeve as Superman, but it also introduced the ultimate supervillain, Nuclear Man, the only one to truly defeat the Man of Steel on screen. And today, Nuclear Man himself is here. Mark Pillow, I am just honored. It's a blessing to feature an original cast member from the original movies right here on this channel. I'm already nerding out, guys. So let's do it.
Destroy Superman now. Where is the woman? If you will not tell me, I will hurt people. First, I have fun.
Mr. Mark, thank you so much for being here, sir. It is a dream come true. Thank you so much. As you can see, I'm a huge Superman fan. Superman is a way of life for me. I just want to get right into it. The fight on the moon has to be the most epic scene in this movie. Can you take us back to that time? I mean, was this legendary sequence in the original script, or was it something that evolved while you guys were shooting?
I was actually in the script, and that was by far the most time we spent on fighting, was the probably 2 weeks we were on the moon. And actually, Chris directed all those sequences.
Oh, what, was everything choreographed before, or was it more on the spot?
Choreographed on the spot, being careful to not hurt each other, of course, not over rehearsing. I mean, we pretty much went in with an idea of what we wanted to do. Chris had it in his mind and just shot
Wait a
it.
minute, I can open you up and hit you that way. Wait a minute. Spin around, I'll open your shoulder and hit you with the left. Take a leg spin by me. Leg spin by you, open this up, send you that way. Everybody wants to be director. I'm no exception. I feel that after nearly 20 years experience in front of the cameras and on stage, that I see sometimes, I just would love to try my hands at the overall responsibility for a project. I think I know the technical language. I think I could relate well to actors. I think I have the brain for it, and that's probably next.
We were very compatible when it came to fight scenes. I think we both understood it and did the best we could to make it look believable.
How old were you?
27. Those are long days. I mean, dark till dark.
I love that fight. It's definitely my favorite scene. And the one specific moment, Mark, the hero moment that's always stuck with me from the first time I watched it to now, because I still watch it all the time, is when Chris resets the flag. I mean, he's already been defeated twice by Nuclear Man at this point, right? But he explodes out of the ground, and without hesitation, I mean, he resets the flag, and then he takes off. I mean, that to me, that's what it means to be Superman. That's what it means to believe in something bigger than yourself. Was that flag moment in the original script?
It was written that way because he really wants to bring so much humanity to Superman. And I think about that sometimes because we're all out there today trying to give small acts of kindness. I was at a store a couple of days ago and I took back a shopping basket and a man walks behind me and goes, "That's a good human right there." And I thought there was the same type of idea where you're just in the moment doing something for the good of all. And that implanting that flag was absolutely that moment.
Do you remember meeting Chris for the first time?
I went out to visit him on the set when he was filming out at the farmhouse. And that was the first time we hadn't met up till then. And so we kind of just clicked and we just started going. I mean, there wasn't a lot of discussion about character. We discussed that briefly, but I think he was allowing me to say, you do what you think is right for this part.
When your characters actually meet in the movie, how did you guys do that whole footprint thing?
I had boots on that had a metal plate, and they heated the plates, and then the floor itself was some kind of epoxy that would melt. So it was a one take, stepping slowly, and it melted as I stepped, and then they put in the effects afterwards of the color, the gold.
One take, holy cow. Well, it looked great. I mean, Nuclear Man used to scare the crap out of me. I mean, it was the footprints and the nails. I mean, just your overall presence. And then, of course, that's when the epic battle begins and you guys go through that wall.
Absolutely. That one thing when we go through the wall, we had to get that right because it was cut in a certain way and we knew we only had one shot at it. And that was it. That was that one take. Going through it, you slip into a costume and it takes you over. I mean, you are Nuclear Man and you belong there and you belong in the shot doing the damage you're doing. It's incredible to think how that suit of armor you manifest this thing and put it up on camera.
And at that time, did you already know or feel that you were making something special, bringing this character to life, being a part of something, working with so many legends?
Absolutely. There was not a day that you went, this is such a privilege. I can't stress that enough. It's not like you were just walking onto a set and going, wow, it's just another day. I mean, I almost felt like how many people on this planet would love to be doing this right now. And I felt that every single day. Stepping onto the sets, rehearsing, just spend time with Gene, having Gene joking and playing and offering a little bit of advice when he could. Extremely professional. You'd get to the set, he'd already been there an hour. Nobody was there yet, no lighting, no anything. He would just walk around, talk about professional, blocking, thinking what he was gonna do. Just watching an actor like that work, you're just inspired to go, okay, that's a pro. It's amazing because you can step back and remember what you were thinking in those moments. And thinking that and hoping that I did everything I could with the character in that moment, with that shot. And so when I look back at it, I was thinking I wouldn't change anything. I thought we did a good job.
All of you guys, I mean, the entire cast rocked it out. When all was said and done, I mean, when you watched it for the first time, what was the premiere like?
You might have noticed from the picture that I had the nuclear mount costume on, which was a very much a last moment thing. I think Cannon said, Mark, I was like a day before, for photo ops, will you? Because I had to tuck because I was going to be just normally dressed. So standing next to and speaking to now King Charles and to Diana, and I sat with Diana at for the movie. I mean, I was just incredibly moved to be in the presence of royalty. That's almost like a blur. That whole time with them in the film, and just an incredible experience.
That's amazing. Well, hey, I'm glad you wore the suit. I wish I could have been there. I'm sorry I wasn't. But as far as acting overall, being in movies, was that always the dream? I mean, is that what you always wanted to do?
It was to be in movies. I was studying, and I wasn't trained on the stage. It's not what I came from. So this was ultimately what I wanted to lead it to. So training, getting ready, working, fighting, voice work, scene study, improv was all hopefully to get a shot at doing film work.
And what about post-Superman? Was there another character or another genre that you wanted to be a part of?
I kind of got the chance to do it when I went over to film in Russia and Poland, which was playing more period pieces. This happened to be, Alaska Story was turn of the century Alaska, 1900. Costumes, boots, that kind of thing. So I'd like to step into costumes. It would have been fun to have done maybe period pieces from the Crusades, that type of thing. When I saw Gladiator, I went, oh my gosh, there'll been some part of that movie. So, looking for things, and what would have probably worked out well, if it could have worked out, would have been to have gotten on a series playing something that was reoccurring. Because ultimately, when I kind of stepped away from it, when I had a wife and 2 children, and one time I left I was in Belarus for 7 weeks, and I left my family back in California, and it wasn't the same. I missed them. It wasn't the same. I didn't like having lost some time with them. So it was very important for me to try to transition, and it was probably time to transition, start learning to do something else, and to be with them. And so I was there from then on every moment of their lives. So I loved the work. I loved doing it when it was just me and I could just sell everything and just move off to another country. It was a fantastic experience.
That's awesome. Well, you'll forever be Nuclear Man to all of us. I also saw that you're out there rocking the Comic-Cons. You've got a couple of events coming up. What's that like? Are you having fun, being out there with the fans and kind of getting to relive all these super moments?
Chris, I have so much fun at these Comic-Cons. The people, the stories, the questions, the Q&As, the pictures, it's like a second life. It's been incredible. This, of course, is incredible to speak to you. When these opportunities come up, I just, don't sleep for 2 days. No, not quite that nervous. But, it's just because sitting in front of a camera reminds me of what it was like to be on film. and how much I miss it. And I think now if I was pursuing any kind of work on film, I would be writing my own thing and trying to do myself instead of waiting for something to happen.
So epic. Well, I definitely hope to meet you in person one day. I see all the photos and the fans. Everyone looks so happy and super. Aside from the events, what's a normal nuclear day for Mark Pillow?
Well, the cons are incredible when I get to do them. And I do go to them just completely fresh, as if it's the first one I've ever done. So enjoying those. I've been in the wine business now, distributorship, 17 years. Wine is interesting to me because it's alive, it's always evolving, it's worldwide, it's any country you go to, people will have their version of those things. So that's the fun of it now. And I mean, it's only been 4 months since I stepped away from a 50-hour-a-week job to say, what's next? So I do find that this time now is trying things. What do you want to do next? It's kind of a time of discovery, I guess is the best way to put it right now.
Super. Mr. Mark, thank you so much for being here, sir. I really appreciate it. This has been truly inspiring. Thank you so much for all that you do. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Definitely check out markpillow.com for all kinds of super updates. Mark also offers official autograph signings throughout the year. Definitely check it out or go out and meet him in person at a Comic-Con. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for believing, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.